Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Juiced Up Jobbers. I am Chris, and today I would like to discuss The Last Time Is Now. That's right, John Cena's farewell tour. Now, I'm going to be discussing some matches I'd like to see and some other things that I'd like to see happen. And I'd like your guys' input as well. So leave whatever matches you'd like to see, things you'd like to see happen, down in the comments. So let's go ahead and get started. But before I get started, if you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe to the channel. The Juiced Up Jobbers go live for our podcast every Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. It helps us out a lot. Let's get going. Now for some things I'd like to see. The first thing I'd really like to see is for John Cena to cut his hair. Let's get the military fade back for the last run, John. I am begging you. Let's get that done. All right. Number 2. I would like to see one last world title win. One last world title run. But I'm not going to be upset if that does not happen. I would love to see it. If you guys have seen my booking video that I did before he officially announced his retirement, you would know that man gets one last title run. And number 3, one thing I really want to see is a Last Time Is Now John Cena Open Challenge. Much like he had with the U.S. title back in 2015. And I think this could benefit a lot of the younger talent on the roster to mix it up with Cena on TV. First name I have on the list, Montez Ford. Montez is amazing. And I think 2025 needs to be the year that we push him to upper mid-card main event status. Give him that singles run, and this could be the launching off point for Montez's push. Number 2, Ilya Dragunov. Dragunov is great. He was great in NXT and great in NXT UK. He's been losing a lot more on Raw than I would prefer, but you can't tell me that a match between Cena and Dragunov that goes 15, 20 minutes on Monday Night Raw wouldn't be awesome. Number 3, I'd like to see Cena mix it up with the young Javon Evans of NXT. The man is exciting, and you can't tell me that mixing up with John Cena on Monday Night Raw, answering an open challenge, wouldn't do wonders for the kid, you know. Number 4, and this is the last one I wrote for the open challenge, Carmelo Hayes. Another great young talent that would absolutely benefit from working with Cena in the ring on TV for 15 to 20 minutes. They also had, the interaction on NXT back in October of last year, I believe it was. And Cena was like his manager for the match against Braun Breaker when Braun Breaker had Paul Heyman. There's history there. So you can lead that in. And yeah, I think that would be an awesome, of course there could be more matches. You could throw other young talent in there. But yeah, I think a Last Time Is Now open challenge would just be awesome. Not just for, the young talent that would get to work with John, but, Cena himself, because he does like to work with the younger talent. He's proven that in the past few years. And another thing I really do want to see out of this run, and I know I was just talking about the open challenge. I don't want to see Cena just losing to everybody. I know he wants to put over young talent. He's done that for the past few years when he's shown up. So I think now is the time to let him get some wins back under his belt. He doesn't have to win every match. I'm not saying that. But I definitely want to see him win a little more than losing on this last run. And now to get into the main matches, the main programs for John Cena's last run, okay? I wrote down 7 names here. I could have easily went and wrote down 10 to 15, but I tried to narrow it down to a smaller list because I really don't know how many matches this man plans on having, especially on these PLEs. But the first name I wrote down, AJ Styles, all right? So one last program with AJ, one last match would be phenomenal. If they could recapture the magic from back in like 2016, you know, I'd be all for it. I think a lot of people would be all for it. Number 2 on the list I wrote down, Logan Paul. This match has been talked about quite a lot. And honestly, if I was going to do it, it would be the first match of this last run to start to gain more mainstream notoriety, more eyes to the product that way, because, you know, Logan Paul is going to do that, you know. It's going to get social media talking. Not that it really needs it, but, you know, the match has been talked about for a while enough, and I think, you know, could be a fun little match. John Cena needs to win. Logan Paul don't need to win this. But yeah, number 3 I have on the list, Seth Rollins. Because why not? Seth Rollins and John Cena have some history as well. Seth Rollins, in my head, is one of the best professional wrestlers in the world today. Yeah. And I think they could make magic happen one more time. Now, number 4 on the list, I have Drew McIntyre. All right. So, obviously, I think Drew McIntyre is on one of the best runs of his whole career, okay? The feud with CM Punk is white hot. I think Drew's character work is amazing. How he used the simple being screwed over by the bloodline to fuel this whole new character and push it forward into this feud with CM Punk. It's awesome. So I think Drew McIntyre is definitely someone I'd like to see mix it up with Cena on his last run. And how you would do that is going into my number 5, of course, CM Punk. It has to happen. It has to. Like, all the history there with John Cena and CM Punk, they got to do it one last time. You know? And ideally for me, that match would be for the World Heavyweight Championship. Okay? But honestly, when it comes to Seth Rollins, McIntyre, and CM Punk, with the feud they're in right now, leading into, you know, this is going to stretch out until almost WrestleMania season, if not to WrestleMania. You somehow incorporate Cena into that. How you do that? That's not my job. But, you know, like, I could easily see how that all could intertwine, you know. But number 6 that I have on my list, and this is an obvious one, and a lot of people think this should be Cena's last match. That's Randy Orton, because that's John Cena's biggest rival in most people's opinions. I personally didn't think John Cena and Randy Orton had the best matches together, mainly because they did it so many times. Like, I mean, growing up, John Cena and Randy Orton was like the fight forever feud. And honestly, as much as I love both guys, it wasn't always the best. But I have no doubt that if we're doing one last match between John Cena and Randy Orton, the two of them are going to go all out. Ideally, like I said earlier, CM Punk and John Cena would be for the World Heavyweight Championship. I would have Cena winning that title from Punk. Yes, I would have Punk be the champion before then. But, yeah, Cena wins that title from Punk, defends it against Randy Orton. Brand split doesn't matter here in my mind. You know what I mean? But, yeah, I think Cena should win this match. You know, but you can't tell me Cena and Orton one more time just for nostalgia purposes. People are gonna eat it up. You know. The last name I have on this list, Braun Breaker. Okay? I think Braun Breaker should be the man, in my mind, like I said, if Cena's the champion, should beat John Cena in his last match for that World Heavyweight Championship. They have some history, just like I was talking about Carmelo Hayes earlier. On that same episode of NXT, Braun Breaker did try to attack Cena. Cena had countered it and tried to hit him with the attitude adjustment, and Braun got out of it and walked away. That's what I remember from the episode. I don't remember if anything else happened after that match. I can't think of it right now. But there's history right there. Just a small little bit of history to play off of. And that way you get a new young star beating John Cena in his last match, because John Cena is a professional and I see him going out on his back looking at the lights. So that is some of the things in matches that I want to see during this last run. The last time is now from John Cena. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. What are some matches that you guys would like to see? What are some things you guys would like to see happen? Let me know in the comments, all right? And as always, please like and subscribe to the channel. I've been Chris, and thank you for coming. Have a great day.